You've allowed me to keep it here.
Yeah, well, starting today, I need you to move it. You're more than welcome to film, but.
Okay,
get you a
then I'll
tripod
just
or-
hold it right here then, if
Yeah,
it's
that's fine.
disruptive.
Ready? It's 9 o'clock, I'll call this meeting to order.
Thacker,
Here.
Delozer,
Here.
Helm,
Here.
gentlemen, have four.
Commissioner Delozer, would you lead us in the pledge of allegiance? Yes, sir. I pledge allegiance to the flag Commissioner Helm, would you lead us in prayer?
Yes, sir. Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the many blessings. We ask that, Father, you would watch over us this day. Father, God, I pray for our men, Father, that are out on the road, Father, Lord, that you would protect them and watch over them. And Father, I pray for all the employees of the state of Oklahoma, Father, Lord, that as traffic moves quickly, Father, those that are on the side of those roads, Father, would be watched out for. And Father, that mom, that dad, that brother, that sister, that grandpa and grandma would be able to return home to their families. So bless us this day, for it's in Christ and we pray. Amen.
Item number 5, approve or disapprove the minutes of July the 29th, 2013.
Thacker,
So I don't understand, thank you. So I don't know what this was all about. I was out of town, Commissioner Helm was out of town, you were here. So what I did is I had Ryan, our maintenance man, bolt and chain the doors, because just because someone has a key doesn't mean they need to be going in there. That building looks like a tornado has came through. I have a real issue with the liability side of it. For example, there's steel, you've cut doors out, there's sharp edges. Someone could sustain a cut, bleed to death, and we wouldn't know about it. And so they turn around and sue the county. Anyway, so all elected officials, you can no longer use your keys because they are chained. The inside on those other doors are bolted, and nobody can go in there other than the people who are authorized. Commissioner David Iskey?
Yes, sir.
If someone enters that building unauthorized, what would be the ramifications of that?
Well, there's always the issue of whether there's been an unlawful entry. That's always a concern. But I think you really hit the real focus from your perspective is right now that courthouse is a dangerous place because of the salvaging that's been going down in there, and someone getting hurt and so forth could expose the county to liability. But more important, it's that individual that I think that we would be concerned by. They could fall, get knocked unconscious, cut themselves, again, bleed unconscious. In the worst possible scenarios, they bleed out and die every night. But the fact that you have consistently, the board has consistently said that courthouse is closed. That is no longer the courthouse. This new building is the public courthouse. So the other side of that is a defense to the county and the taxpayers who would have to pay should a lawsuit be brought if someone's injured over there. Certainly part of our defense would be is that person who knowingly, purposefully breached that building and entered, caused whatever damage or problems to themselves. And that would be a defense we would be allowed to raise.
Okay. Any questions on that, gentlemen? Okay, is there any other new business? Item number 7, announcements. Do we have any announcements?
Chairman, I do. In my prayer, I talked about safety of our people. While I was in Oklahoma City, one of our young men were hit on the side of the road. Again, I asked that people slow down. This car went all the way off the road into our ditch and hit our young man and also damaged the weed eater. We did take him to Centra. He is okay. But their excuse to us was you should have quieter weed eaters. I would ask that the citizens of this great county would also, signs are up. People are out there, the grass is growing, as is everybody's lawn is growing with lots of grass. We are weed eating, I just ask that they slow down.
Maybe a muffler.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I took, and I don't know if you did or not, but I took every road hand from District 3 to the safety conference for a few hours. Listened to a story, a tragic story about a young man that
Yes.
died in an industrial accident. It was a good safety conference. Did you have anything else, Commissioner? Unfinished business, item number 8, discussion possible action regarding the utilization of Rogers County Courthouse multi-purpose room for employee wellness. This item was tabled from July the 22nd, 2013. Ms. Jenny Bentley.
You asked me to get with maintenance and the sheriff's department. Maintenance is fine with people being in the courthouse after hours. Sheriff's office,
We don't necessarily have a problem with it as long as each elected official knows and understands what's going on. Because they're gonna have access to their buildings.
right, and they already have key cards given to the building.
So it's just basically for employees?
Yes.
There's not gonna be a lot of people just coming up here to exercise?
Okay. Any further discussion?
Jenny, with the new statute that's out there to support our wellness program set up by the state legislature, do you deem it at this time to go ahead and relook at the wellness program that we set up 4 years ago in the committee that was looking at that, to go ahead and look at that new statute that supports what we were trying to do in the first place?
Absolutely, and I'll talk about that when we do our updates.
Sorry to get ahead.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the utilizing that multi-purpose room. And you'll come up with a schedule, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
We have no items on 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13, down to item 14. Enbridge Energy Limited Partnership to repair the section, excuse me, of the existing pipeline. A section of road will need to be dug up to cross county highway or local road, Wingon Road, approximately 670 feet east of South 4200 Road, and further described as .88 miles west of the South 4210 Road, corner of Section 20, Township 24 North, Range 17 East, Rogers County. Commissioner Delozer.
Larry Curtis.
Okay. This came to my office. I have been working with Enbridge on this project. Commissioner Delozer, I've also been working with Commissioner Delozer on the possible impact that Enbridge could do to the roadway. There is a hope that they do not actually impact the roadway at all during their construction process. But if they do, Commissioner Delozer informed me that a suitable bond would be about $30,000 if they were to cut through the entire roadway. And so Enbridge has placed a $30,000 bond along with the fees that are associated with the utility permit, and has provided a traffic plan, all those things that are associated with it, and needs the approval of our office.
Do they have an idea when they're talking about doing this?
Next month, I believe.
September?
Yes.
Like you said, they don't know that they're going to get into the road.
Yes.
What they're showing on the map is just a very short section of
Yeah.
one lane, a little piece of one lane.
Yeah, it's the corner of it, but just to ensure that if they did impact the entire roadway, that way 200 feet on both ways would be freezed down, that the $30,000 bond would be put in place.
We will be keeping an eye on when they're coming in case we have to block the road.
And I've asked them to work with your office on that.
All right.
Mr. Easton.
Just to follow up on what you just said and what Commissioner just said, since we have that new announcement program through emergency management to set up the announcements,
Yes.
I think it might be very helpful for,
Yes.
again, what Commissioner Helm was talking about, protection of workers, to, if they can give us that information ahead of time.
We'll
so
do
that
it.
can be
We're going to do a 2-mile blitz around it to let people know.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 2, Cox Communications Directional Bore to cross and parallel county highway or local road, East 460 Road, Quail Creek Road, Quail Meadow Road, I believe that's Turtle Run, and North 4168 Road, approximately .328 miles of South Highway 66, further described as 1,736 feet southeast of the East 72nd Street North, East 70th Street North, East 69th Street North, corner section Southeast 27, Northeast 34, Township 22 North, Range 16 East. Commissioner Delozer.
Mr. Curtis.
This is to provide cable television to a subdivision, and this is an established subdivision, so they will be working partly in the county right away, and Cox is simply wanting to provide service to our customers. Not only cable, but also provide 911 service through the telephone system.
Is there a motion?
Okay, we need to be careful out there too, because we have a flooding issue in that area.
Yes.
Make sure that it's all put back correctly, so.
Yes, the disturbance will be, total disturbance will be less than an acre, so the impact there will be negligible, but in this instance, making sure that it's graded the same way as it was before, as long as it's put back exactly the way it was, there should be no impact at all.
All right. Thank you. Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Utility permit number 3, Oklahoma Natural Gas Company boring to cross county highway or local road East 480, approximately 1 mile north and 0.45 miles east of I-44 and State Highway 20 junction, and further described as 2,550 feet west of the southeast corner of Section 2, Township 21 North, Range 16 East, Rogers County. Commissioner Delozer.
This is a boring, simply crossing one of the roadways to provide service to a customer.
Being this is a boring and it's been approved, a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 5, Cox. Number 4, Oklahoma Natural Gas boring to cross County Highway Local Road West, 36th Street North, approximately 3 miles north and 0.61 miles west of I-44 and US Highway 412 junction, further described as 350 feet east of the southwest corner of Section 17, Township 20 North, Range 15 East, Rogers County. Commissioner Helm.
Larry, does this meet all the requirements and bond, is there?
Yes, it does.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 5, Cox Communications Directional Bore to cross and parallel County Highway or local road North 470, North Ashwood Lane, East Twin Creeks Drive, or approximately .36 miles of North 4070 Road, further described as 1,884 feet south and east. It's either south, east, or west of the North 4070 Road corner section, Northwest 6 and Northeast 1, Township 20 North, Range 14 and Range 15, Rogers County. Commissioner Helm.
Larry, does it meet all the requirements?
Yes.
Bond posted?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 6, Oklahoma Natural Gas Company boring to cross County Highway Local Road South 4120, approximately 2.25 miles west and .10 miles north of State Highway 88 and State Highway 20 junction, further described as 950 feet south of the northwest corner of Section 12, Township 21 North, Range 15 East, Rogers County. Commissioner Helm.
Larry, is this bond posted and all requirements met?
All requirements of
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer, Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 7, Cox Communications Directional Board to cross and parallel County Highway or local road, East 72nd Street North, East 70th Street North, and East 69th Street North, approximately .195 miles of North 193rd East Avenue, and further described as 1,029 feet southwest of the East 72nd Street North and East 70th Street North and East 69th Street North, corner of section Northwest 31, Township 21, Range 15. Commissioner Helm.
Larry, once again, bond and requirements are met. Make a motion approved.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
it's been carried and approved.
Number 8, Oklahoma Natural Gas Company boring to cross County Highway or local road east 103rd Street North, approximately 1.3 miles south and 0.85 miles east of State Highway 20 and US Highway 169 junction, further described as 1,940 feet east and 1,645 feet south of the northwest corner of section 15, Township 21, Range 14 East, Rogers County. Commissioner Helm.
Larry, again, is the bond and everything met as required.
All requirements are in place.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 9, Cox Communications Directional Bore to cross and parallel County Highway Local Road 145th East Avenue, 66th Street North, approximately 1.13 miles of 66th Street North, and further described as 5,963 feet south of the 66th Street North corner of section Northeast 3 and 10, Township 20, Range 14. Commissioner Helm.
Mr. Curtis, again, is everything met on bond and requirement?
Everything is in place.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 10, Cox Communications Directional Board to cross and parallel County Highway or local south Ridgeview Road, south Timber Lane, north 470 Road, east 72nd Street North, Meadow Road, approximately .283 miles of East Chinkapin Road, and further described as 5,027 feet south and north, east and west of the East Chinkapin Road, corner of section north and southwest 31, northwest 6, Township 21, and Township 20, Range 15, Rogers County. This is between Districts 2 and 3.
Bond set and everything's required?
Yes, and I just wanted to state that Cox Communication has been a very diligent, very positive customer with Rogers County and working with us throughout the entire process. They have been very respectful of the requirements that have been set out by the board and have been very happy to work with us on these issues.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Thanks, Larry.
Madam Clerk, do we have anything under claims?
No, we don't, sir.
Item 16, blanket purchase orders.
Number 1 only.
One only.
Yeah. District 1 to O'Reilly Auto Parts for $350. District 3 to American Waste Control for their Inola yard, $2,070. Planning Commission to District 3 for unleaded fuel, $1,000. Emergency Management to Comdata for fuel, $300. Emergency Management to Froman for fuel, $500. District 3 to RNS Auto Parts for $500. District 3 to Lowe's for $500. That's all.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Yeah, they're all done. Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer.
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 17, grants. Number 1, resolution requesting REAP funding from GGEDA related to Port of Catoosa Lane Parkway lighting project. Mr. Andy Armstrong.
Commissioners, it's REAP time at Grand Gateway, and you're working on that on projects as well, but the board's asked me to bring this to you. Bob and David are looking at lighting the main parkway. It was widened a couple of years ago. Conduits were put in place in the center islands at that time, so they can do this project. They're proposing to do it in a couple of bites. This first phase will be on the west side where the entrance is and run about 3,500 feet into the park. They like to have some repel on this, so our recommendation is that you endorse this and send it on to Grand Gateway.
Any discussion? Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 2, resolution authorizing application for financial assistance from the Rural Economic Action Plan Fund, District 3 Solid Waste Disposal Program, and I know this is basically the same type, well, it is the same type grant that Mr. Armstrong spoke of. We apply for it every year. We've gotten it about every year, I believe. So this helps pay for all those trash dumpsters. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Chairman, can I ask Andy a question on one since I didn't ask him? Andy, with the expansion of Highway 11 or 266 that's coming across the Green Hill and then we want to take it all the way to the port, is that going to mess up any of the entrance there at the port when they come that way?
Actually, I can't tell you, I have to look at the plan, but that's one thing that Bob's been asking for a long time.
Okay, all right, thanks. Thanks, sir.
Item number 18, payment requisition construction fund, RCB Bank trustee. Number 1, Kellogg Engineering Incorporated, project K11-008, Rogers County 911 call center for 911 final plat in the amount of $5,000. Discussion?
Larry might know something about it.
Yes, Commissioner. When we rezoned the property from what it was before to industrial, so that we could construct the 911 center, part of that requirement was that it had to be platted, and so we had contacted a couple of individuals and had decided that Kellogg Engineering was the company that could best suit the needs at the time, and so the county entered into a contract with them to work on that, and so they developed the preliminary and final plat for the 911 center, and this board has approved both the preliminary and the final plat and is a file of record, and this is simply the bill for the project.
Discussion?
The funding would have to come out of the bond, so.
Correct.
So as far as the bond goes, the money for this would come out of the bond payments, or bonds that are sitting over there, so I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 2, Flintco payment number 5 for Rogers County E911 facility in the amount of $493,893.15.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Flintco payment number 25 for Rogers County Courthouse, $43,526.35. Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Delozer. Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Agenda item number 1, update by BKL Incorporated and Flintco regarding the courthouse and 911 center projects. Mr. B.J. Fay.
Good morning. I'll start off at the EOC. We're gonna drop ceiling tile over there in those 3 areas tomorrow, and we'll start the flooring late Wednesday into Thursday, and then we'll start final painting probably on Friday and wrap that thing up next week.
Okay, any questions or for Mr. Fay?
Hey, BJ, on that 43,000, what did that incorporate since we had the big payments and everything? We haven't seen these lately, so.
They, probably more than 90% of that cost dealt with the fire pump control and
Okay,
replacement.
there you go. Thanks, sir.
Nelson, you have?
Question. Is that the final one for the courthouse?
No. And the reason it's not the final one
Said that so fast.
is there are several courthouse contractors that are involved in doing some of the work at the EOC, and that work was change ordered into their contract, and therefore that's still open, and we will continue to bill against that for that reason.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Kim's not here, is he? Okay. Does anyone know anything about this?
This,
This is the golf course.
yeah, it came and I sent it over here so we know that there was a deal on Oklahoma housing for that. OHF.
Yeah, OHFA.
There you go. Is so that that the county and also the cities around us would also know that they're applying for a tax credit development, and make sure there was no harm to the county to have Mr. Iskey look at it.
And you've looked at it and everything?
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Okay. That was an acknowledgement only. Item number 3, discussion possible action regarding INCOG 20, is that correct?
2114 probably.
Yeah, 2014, I'm assuming, work program and budget, INCOG dues. Anybody talking about that one?
Chairman, they sent me a letter about our dues for the INCOG, and then they also added the wastewater or stormwater that is now plaguing Rogers County, that in certain areas where it's urbanized, we will have to do stormwater. So they also added the $4,000 for stormwaters, which Mr. Curtis could speak more about.
Mr. Curtis?
Yes, during the last census, the Department of Environmental Quality through the EPA has incorporated a section of Rogers County into the stormwater management plan. And so because of that impact process, we have to file for stormwater phase 2 or part 2 permit process, and we have to develop a plan that is accepted by the state, that isn't accepted by the Department of Environmental Quality, or EPA. In about a year's time, we will have filed a permit that's about that thick through the departmental office, and we will be posting those regulations. So INCOG is helping us prepare and develop that permit process, which Fourth District Attorney will approve, then the Board of County Commissioners will approve, and we will move forward with that process. But we have to file for this permit.
And it makes us where, as developments come along, they will have to make sure that they have a stormwater design for each development and also pay for
Yeah,
it.
the good thing that Rogers County is doing right now with our current and future subdivision regulations is that a lot of the requirements of the stormwater permit we're already doing. So we're actually ahead of the curve than a lot of communities. But this will just double impact the requirements that are set forth. Because if we do not do it, then EPA will be next, which is not a good thing.
Can I see that again? The total, is it this one? The total is $33,236. That's with that's including the $4,000 Green Country Stormwater Allowance.
What do we get for the $4,000?
We get the ability, or we have a gentleman that works with us, Mr. Smith, over there, who will work and develop our stormwater permit
And then we're not gonna get a bill from them for doing it all.
No, everything that we do for them, and also we'll be provided with pamphlets, information, things like that. They'll help us go out to the public and notify them and have community sessions, all those things, so it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Any further discussion? I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 4, discussion possible action regarding agreement between Board of County Commissioners for Planning Commission and federal payments, McGlandry, for credit card setup. Director Curtis.
Commissioner Davidinsky has approved this contract. We are wanting to bring the Planning Commission more into the 21st century with being able to accept credit and debit cards for the payment of building permits and other permits that we issue from our office, not utility permits, but building permits. This is the same contract or same system that is used by the Treasurer's Office, and I believe also the Court Clerk's Office, and we are simply wanting to have those services provided to our citizens as well. We will not be collecting the fees associated with it. This will be done by the credit card company on their end. We will put a notification in our office notifying them, just like the Treasurer's Office, that there is a 2-point-some-odd% service fee charged to their credit cards for that use.
Does it cost us anything up front?
Nope. Well, yes, I should say.
Nope, well, yes.
Well, there's a minimal impact of, well, just for the system, keep that system, the terminal that swipes.
Is it gonna be able, are they gonna be able to, pay it from where they're at, or do they have to come here?
Potentially both. We actually will, I am working on a process of where work permits could actually be issued online, and they could pay for it online as well. Those types of things do not require us to review a plan or a site plan. We're simply doing a HVAC change out or something along those lines where they can actually just do it online. It's in our system. We notify them that we've received it, and they can go out and do the work. And then we'll go out and do the inspection afterwards. But yes, that will be a part. They can.
As soon as the card scan, it hits your bank.
It hits the county. Not have a separate.
Comment county.
Yeah. Additionally, not only with credit cards, the system will actually also do checks. So if someone doesn't have a credit card and they want to pay it online, they can also pay with a check for electronic transfer.
Is this your recommendation?
Yes. Wholeheartedly.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Item number 5, discussion possible action regarding placing 911 addressing budget and employees under care and supervision of emergency management director. I put this on the agenda. I found out, I think it was last week, that Shelley Epperson with 911 addressing has no account in which to buy supplies, and so she's been using Director Hamilton's accounts, and some things, and I talked with Director Hamilton, some things that she does benefits the 911 call center, and other things are separate. And so I wanted to address the fact that if she, if she needs to buy ink pens, she has no mechanism to do that. So she's been borrowing them from everyone else, so I'd like to get that set up. Is there a discussion?
So Shelley, that is working for Scott,
Right.
is not a part of his budget?
Not as far as not that I can tell, no. So she's still coming out of,
So we need to just move it from Janet to Scott
well, partially, but, she needs a separate,
budget?
I mean, she can be under his budget. But when she buys, I mean, for example, she goes and buys office supplies.
For emergency management.
Well, if it's for emergency management, she can use emergency management's funds. But if it's for 911 addressing only,
Oh, okay.
there is no mechanism, none at all. And then she can work with Janet for, the things that benefit both, but not everything 911 does, or addressing does, has to do with the call center. Complicated, but
Who's gonna sign it? Who's your requisition officer?
well, we'll need to come up with that as well.
Well, you know, the way we've got Scott hired and the way he's working, you know, he's still doing the other. So if she's buying things, somebody's gonna have to sign off on it, or we're gonna have to give a other than department head or elected official power to make me the requisition officer.
You've got it in here under the supervision of the emergency management director, which is Scott.
Right.
Right, but like, for Scott not to be here, since he's still working at Tulsa Fire, you know, we can't let a PO go, I mean, we can't let a receipt go 2 days or.
Well, I've been assigned as chairman
There you go.
when Director Stokes is not here. Janet, do you want to weigh in on this?
I did some figuring after I had talked to Commissioner Thacker in reference to the expenses with that position. And her estimated annual budget is approximately $45,000 a year. That does include salaries, it includes fuel, and it includes supplies on an average of $100 a month. So she does do work for 911, but not strictly for 911. 911 is willing to contribute part of her salary, or part of her expenses, part of her budget. The remaining balance, I don't know where it would come from.
Did you have a number?
At 25%.
So you're gonna pull 25% out of your budget
Yes.
that you're figuring now, or that you already figured.
Yes. Right now today, 100% of her expenses come out of 911.
Right, so you're gonna pull 25% out, give it to Director Stokes' budget,
For this only.
yeah, for this. Okay.
Where's Mr. Stokes?
And see, that's what I was bringing up there. I don't think there is an account, well, there's not an account, I know there's not, for 911 addressing alone.
There is an account that says 911 addressing.
There's not one for the two of them combined, is what you're trying to say.
Right. And we want to separate, or I would like to see separated from 911's budget, just for easier, better tracking, better, I mean, it's just better all the way around.
Okay.
So we have to work with the clerk's office, to set that fund up.
If I understand, there's an account for emergency management, there's one for 911, but some of their stuff is joint.
Right.
So you want to set up an account for just the joint stuff only, that they could both contribute to, is that right?
Well, but some things are emergency management only,
I understand.
and no.
Some things are
I want a separate
911
account.
only, so what you really want to do is set up an account for the stuff that is, contributes to both.
No, I want it separate for tracking, to know what 911 addressing spends on 911 addressing. The things that they have joint, I think they already have that account.
We have one account where he does sign for the position's salary. And I believe that's the account that's being talked about. My thoughts were to have a totally separate account.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Have an addressing account with its own budget.
That's what I have in mind as well.
If there's one already set up that says 911 addressing, why don't we just use it?
Well, the dollar amount in the 911 addressing account way supersedes her needs, and we don't want to relinquish those funds. After reviewing the Oklahoma statute, Title 63, those funds really need to be spent on 911. So the way to help this position would be to create its own separate account, away from 911.
It could even be a sub-account of that account, couldn't it? Would that suffice?
Well, I'm still having a problem. 911 addressing has its own account.
911 addressing is part, it's not separate, it's part of 911. It's not, it doesn't have its own account. It has no spending authority in the 911 funds.
Okay, then you need to just set up an addressing account under 911 as a sub-account, yes, that's what I did.
So it's under 911,
I think so, yes.
but it wouldn't be emergency management? That's what I think we're actually trying to get to, right?
Well, yeah, we'd like to get, if 911 addressing, if that position is under emergency management, then, you know, it can be, I guess to get there, we would have to, what?
It's here, someone's gonna find it. So.
Here it comes. Here comes the man who gives on the
Director Stokes,
Yes, sir.
come on up.
All right. Sorry, we're doing a safety walkthrough of the courthouse, so. Yes,
Do you know what we're talking about?
no, sir.
Any idea?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Feel like I've been asked to go to the principal's office.
No, what it is agenda item, that's on here is, I placed it on here to, placing 911 addressing budget and employees under the supervision of emergency management director, which would be your department.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the issue was that 911 addressing has no mechanism to buy, say, office supplies, other than, unless she goes through 911's budget, or she does it under emergency management. Well, that's really not either one of those. So I wanted a separate account to track what 911 addressing does.
Yes.
And so then there was some confusion, I guess, on who, I mean, you would be the requisitioning officer. I would think that would be the proper way to do it. And it keeps those accounts separate. Director Hamilton has said that because 911 addressing does benefit the 911 call center, but not everything they do has to do with the call center. So yeah, she said she would put in 25% of that 911 budget to 911 addressing. So she would contribute that portion, and then we would have to make her own budget, or make a line item budget for her, for 911 addressing.
Okay, well, one thing, the budget that is set aside for, is this it? I saw you move this over in front of me.
This is her anticipated annual expense.
This is for salary and benefits.
No, it's also fuel and it's also support.
Yeah, I think my number was a little higher just on the salary and benefits side. I don't have it with me, but, as far as because Shelley gave me a copy of a budget. It was like 60,000 roughly. Don't remember the exact number, but I wasn't real sure where that money actually came from. If it was earmarked through a different program for that, for 911 addressing, or what it was. I don't know. But that's the only thing I really know about her actual budget at this point in time. It covered her salaries and expenditures, but which would, you know, I don't think she would need $60,000, but I think it would be a little bit more then this number would be what she would
What's the
need.
number on there? I was,
It's about 45,000, so if you don't think she
Oh.
needs 60, what about 50?
well, and those numbers, I mean, it's going to depend on how the budget is coming along, which I'll have to go back to announcements. I had something to tell you about that and I forgot. But I mean, we can plug a beginning number in there. You say 50,000 to start with. And that would cover salary, benefits, office supplies, fuel, whatever it takes to run 911 address.
Yeah, I would think right now that'd be more around the area that we would need to be. It'd be about 50,000. I don't think 60,000, but it's.
So she's contributing 25% to this budget, and as the Director of Emergency Management, how much do you benefit by the 911 addressing?
By the 911 addressing itself, I don't really benefit from that really. Well, I take that back. I can utilize some of the equipment during an emergency. She can actually go in and I can say, who owns this area? Where are the street? What street? You know, GPS locations, this corner. That way we can put the street signs back up, things along those lines to help incoming, help, you know, that don't, you know, people coming in from outside our area. They don't know exactly where they're going. And if the street signs are blown away, that was a problem they run into in Joplin, was people were showing up and they were telling them to go to this intersection, and they had that section would be, you know, the northwest section of that intersection would be where they would have the search, and the street signs were gone, they didn't, you know.
So it's 15?
I mean,
20?
that'd be a small, I would think down around
10?
but,
That 50,000 number, everyone is guessing. I can give you a real number. $59,203.02 is a real number that 911 addressing needs.
I knew it was right around 60, so.
You about 10, James about 25, then you make up the budget. You'd make up the budget for 911 addressing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, I'm just going off of just the addressing side of things. Now, there are times where, you know, Shelley comes in during a storm, you know, when we had the storms and stuff, so I would up that amount. I'd say at least 25% myself, so if I could up that to 25, that she would be utilized in case of.
25% from Janet, 25% to you, when you did it, and just make up the difference. There you go, I did it. Thanks for the deal.
All right.
No, I don't have it.
And then who do we want to, who wants to oversee this, making sure this gets done if it passes?
On the percentages and everything?
Well, we want the emergency management
And you're
director
gonna
to
do-
work with
you're
the
gonna do
clerk's
the budget?
office on,
You're gonna do the budget for them?
Yeah, we can put a budget together, I mean, that's,
I'll work with you.
okay. All
If
right,
I can get 25 out of you and 25 out of Janet, I'm in.
okay.
25 out of District 1, 25 out of District 2.
There you go, you covered it.
You know, I haven't had the ball this morning. I spent it.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to approve agenda item number 5.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer, Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried and approved.
Number 6, discussion and possible action on the feasibility of the healthy survival of the one existing large tree located next to the old courthouse during demolition and preparation for the site for parking and other plants in that area. This, I don't know where we got to, because when the election board secretary called me and asked for to save a tree, it was singular. Somehow we got ribbons tied on everything that's got roots over there. So anyway, we have asked for OSU Extension to do a study on that.
Yes.
what we have done from our office is just provide you information about the tree, or trees, for anything else that has roots over there. Trees. In the report we talked about too. They're both in the red oak family, slightly different varieties. We gave you the estimated height, those kind of things. Also, included in your report that you have is what steps would need to be taken to save the trees during demolition, during resurfacing, and eventually construction of the courtyard and parking lot, as to retaining walls, drip lines, and things like that. So we provided you information. There's also a fact sheet included in your report that OSU has about tree survival during construction and demolition and those kind of things. Just to provide you information, that's what our job is, to provide information.
Any questions? Gentlemen have the report. Looks expensive. Can we, I'd like to make a motion to table this so we can look at this report for 1 week.
Will you add to that to get with one of the tree services, have them come out? Because if it's on the south side of the courthouse, you're gonna have to trim those limbs back anyway, because it's touching. How much, by the time we trim them, is it gonna die? And then on the east side, still touching the courthouse, and by the time we trim it, is it gonna die?
Well, yes, there's a lot of questions in regards to that. When you trim, those kind of things, running over the roots with equipment, exposure of roots from just resurfacing and doing construction type things, there's always that question. And if I could look into the future, I would be able to tell you that. However, I can't. I can just provide you the steps that would need to be taken for the best chance at survival.
So can you make an amendment to your motion to go ahead and get with the tree service and have a look at how much they got to cut back so that we can tear it down?
Did you all do that already? Looking at trimming it back?
We did not look at trimming it back, and we can do that, and we won't be able to put necessarily a value of what that would cost. And it's hard to predict tree survivability. You're looking at 2 years of previous drought situation. These trees have been taken much better care than other trees, but you're seeing a large decline in trees anyway because of the drought situation that we've had for the last 2 years. So.
What type of trees? You gave me something here a while back. What type of trees was that affecting? It was oaks, wasn't it?
It was oaks, that hypoxylum canker. It was oaks. That is a fungus, bacteria. Neither one of these seems to be affected by it. There's a certain variety of oak that's more susceptible. But when you're looking at 2 years of drought, and when you get a 40-foot tree, you think, oh, they're fine, they can find water. The fact of the matter is that they've been stressed. And trees that are under stress will have a less chance of survivability for sure.
In your professional opinion, you think the tree's going to make it? With all this construction, all this...
In my professional opinion, if you take those steps, they have the best chance of survivability.
Yep, you heard it. Not going to make it. Okay. Motion table for 1 week, and we'll get with the tree service as well. Thanks for all your hard work. Appreciate it.
John contributed quite a bit to that as well, so it was an office effort.
Thacker?
Aye.
Delozer?
Aye.
Helm?
Aye.
Motion's been carried to table for 1 week.
Item number 7, award bid number 612, communications tower, radios, communications tower, and radio. Director Hamilton.
The 911 Trust Authority board members met last Thursday and recommend to the Board of County Commissioners awarding bid 612 to Bell Tower for $18,500.
Motion to approve.
Second. number 20, announcements regarding county events and status updates for comments and discussion from county departments and elected officials as follows. 911 Administrator Director Hamilton.
Just meetings this week, one with Chief Book with the Sheriff's Office, one with vendor meeting on Wednesday at the construction trailer, and then again, a Motorola meeting on the following day. And that's about it.
Okay. Questions for Director Hamilton? B, Assessor. Building Operations and Maintenance. Director Bays.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an update? Nothing today?
Nope.
Questions for Mr. Bays? County Clerk.
Nothing to report.
Court Clerk.
I'm sure you've seen the paper, so I wanted to come and tell you all today, the commissioners, I've talked to Mr. Iskey and to Misty with the DA's office. I'm not happy with what the paper reported. Some of the facts was not correct that came from me. I did not find these items over there. I was approached. Christine had reported to me that they had found Celicia in the courthouse taking pictures, and they had thought it was possibly my stuff that was in there. I went over after I got off work around 6, and Miss Book came over, and we went through the courthouse to see what was in there that we had left. We did have a few things, like 6 boxes of stuff that was cost payment plans that we had been working on shredding. And because I had been alerted that they were taking pictures of stuff inside the courthouse and videoing it, I was concerned that those records may jeopardize someone's livelihood. So we took the rest of our records out, and we did see the records that they were talking about. And the newspaper called me later that evening and asked me if those records were mine. I told them no, they were not. And they asked me who they belonged to. I told them who they belonged to. And I let Glenda with the DA's office know the next morning that this had been all brought to my attention after 5, after they had left. But the paper didn't make it sound like that. They made it sound like I reported all this information. And I have talked to Celicia briefly this morning. I have not talked to whoever I need to talk to at the paper. They want a statement from me, but I will work with my legal counsel before I give them that statement to make sure that everything is correct.
So you're saying the Criminal Progress left out some of the pertinent facts?
Yes.
If you don't read the paper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
And any time that we have found the building open, Jennifer or I, when we've been working there, we close it. And any time that there's county guys still there, or maybe their vehicles may not be present, we have either alerted the commissioner's office or the security staff. So I just want to let y'all know that we have a couple times found the building open, but that we have alerted people or we've closed it ourselves, so.
Well, when
And
you
that's
find the
always
building,
been in business hours, except for one day.
when you found the building open, it's because people who have keys think that they can still just go in there. Now, you'll find out now that you can't.
Right.
And I mean nobody. I don't even have a key. You have a key?
No.
The only person who has a key is Ryan Bays, and he's not letting anybody in.
Not touching my key.
Huh?
Not touching my key.
You know, so, you know, we have worked very hard to let everyone continue to get things out of there if they needed them. Just like everything, people have taken advantage of that. If they have the key, they just go do it. So, not anymore. And someone propped the door open too, by the way.
Yes.
Someone propped the door open for someone to go in and take pictures and I understand video and, you know, so looks like a setup deal to me. Any questions for Ms. Henry?
I just wanted you all to know that I didn't say it the way the paper sounded, so.
Ms. Henry, in the meetings in the past, you've said in here and heard us say that everybody had until July 1st to get anything out that they wanted, and then the Board of County Commissioners would take over, and everything would have to go through the chairman.
August 1st.
Oh, yeah, it's August 1st.
August 1st, yeah. Go through the chairman.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And we do have everything out, after those 6 boxes.
Okay, good deal.
And, one more thing, sorry, there is that filing system that's down there, if you all want to use that for scrap metal or something, because I am told, we had, at one time, Mr. Delozer and I talked about maybe trying to figure out a way that abstract offices could come and bid to remove it, so that one of them could have it, since I can't get it to state court clerks or anything. And since all this has happened, I've just basically told them we're not going to get involved in it, so it's just gonna be scrap metal or whatever.
Well, if it could be gotten out,
It's
The
on
loser would
the,
already have it.
yeah. It's adhered to the floor, and he wasn't touching it, because I told him we were gonna try to figure out something, so.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you were out of the settling.
He can have it now.
Yeah, well, if it
He
was.
could build a county barn out of it.
It's true. If I could, I would have already had it.
That's what I just said. District Attorney's Office.
I don't have anything, but our office manager, Misty Douglas, is here. Misty, do you have any comment to make? Thank you, Commissioner Lumpkin.
Okay. Election Board.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Early voting begins on Friday for the county question. At this particular point, we have had a less than optimal return on absentee ballots. At this point, last time, we had already had over 200 returned. At this particular point, we have like 110 that have been returned. So it's quite a bit of difference. We have put posters up throughout the county and some of the most highly trafficked areas, just to inform people that there is an election coming up and it has the ballot on there. So, again, early voting begins Friday. It'll be Friday and Monday, and then the election is Tuesday.
Well, it's being published in the paper
I'm sure.
for 4 consecutive weeks. So, any
Anyway.
questions for Ms. Dermody? Okay. Emergency Management.
It's actually today.
HR. Director Bentley.
With approval of the multipurpose room, and we've had a change in statute to where that the county can expend money on wellness incentives. I started up a wellness committee made up of county employees, and we're gonna start working on our wellness plan. It's gonna include a mission statement, an overall annual plan, what we're going to do. We'll start out with the survey just to see what county workers are wanting to do for their wellness. And you'll start getting advertisements about that from me and the wellness committee.
Okay.
You know, when we were doing this before, or trying to get this put together, and we were told we couldn't do it, Nichelle Slavin's with Community Care, have you talked with her?
Yes.
Good, good, she's a good tool to use.
She is.
No, and we couldn't do it at the time, but I
Right.
said it's changed. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any other questions for Director Bentley? No. IT? It's not in here. Planning Commission, Director Curtis.
Yes, Commissioners, I have two items to note. Just wanted to give you an update on the growth within the county. To do a comparison of previous Julys, in July 2009, we had 19 building permits, residential building permits, below those being new construction for a total impact of $2.79 million. Last year's, and it steadily decreased, in last year's July 2012, we had 17 residential building permits, 8 of those being new residential, for a total impact of $1.33 million. This previous July 2013, we had 38 building permits, 31 of those being new construction, new home constructions, for a total impact of $7.19 million. We are pleased to report that we are starting to see an uptick in residential growth in the county again. One other thing, we do have a planning commission meeting tomorrow. We have 4 items on the agenda, same that time, same that place. It is at 4 o'clock tomorrow in meeting room 1.
All right. Questions for Director Curtis? Okay, good job, Larry. Judicial. OSU Extension.
Nothing new to report.
Thank you. Sheriff's Office
Nothing to stop.
and the Treasurer's Office. Okay, if we could go back to announcements, I wanted to inform you gentlemen, I spoke with Budget Maker, Mr. Turner. He said, I spoke to him this morning, he said the numbers are coming together well. He still needs a couple of things from the assessor's office, and that everything is going well, his words. So, that's better than not going well. Item number 22, public comments and responses from board members. Mr. Flood?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I'll direct this question to Mr. Iskey. What legally constitutes an attractive nuisance?
Not a matter I'm prepared to discuss.
Okay. I understand the security of the courthouse, and that's responsibility of who?
You're directing that to me.
The commissioners, to any of the four of you?
Suggest you direct it to the chairman.
Okay.
Security,
Mr. Thacker?
what's your question?
My
Security of the
question
courthouse?
is, whose responsibility is it to make certain that the courthouse is secured, old or new?
Security is the job of the sheriff's office. Now, to secure that old courthouse, the doors have been locked. Someone let the reporter in by propping the door open. Why, I don't know. But it seems strange that every time we've discussed that old building, we've stated over and over and over again that the public, it's closed. There are signs that say, don't come in here. It's been taped off. So for someone to go in there, trespass, unauthorized entry, I can't understand why they would do that.
Okay, I understand all of that, and is with the public coming in for the wellness, is there not that risk of a door being propped open?
It's employees. And this building is open to the public. It's a public building. That building is not open to the public any longer. And it's employees that are coming to the wellness.
Right, but I was talking about being able to provide adequate security so that no one goes into that building. I know of an incident where a school system had a field, a football field, that was accessible to kids going in, and one of them decides to hang off of the soccer goalpost, and it killed him. And the school district was liable. I just bring that to your attention. The other thing I would ask is, are you all familiar with the Falvo case?
I'm not. Never heard of it.
I'm not really sure where you're going. I'm not prepared to have any legal discussion with you regarding those types of issues.
There is a charge for privacy on juvenile records. They should always be under lock and key. That thing went all the way to the Supreme Court. It's right out of Oklahoma.
They were under lock and key. That's the thing.
Okay.
Someone went over there with a key, opened it up, propped the door open, and I would say taking photographs of those records would probably be a crime as well. So,
My concern is the same liability for harm, personal injury, to the liability in the breach of those records, and somebody get harmed.
yeah,
That's my charge.
yeah. And here's mine. If a certain reporter would not have went in this building on some tip, I mean, look, this is a setup deal against the district attorney because she's suing that paper. That's all this is. She's in there taking pictures of records, and then in the paper it says submitted photo. I mean, put it all together and you'll see what the real issue. I didn't see one story, or multiple stories about how the county workers came up here and moved everybody over here, saving thousands upon thousands of dollars. I didn't see that. All I see is Hound dumping stuff in the river, which is not in the river, but, you know, those are the kind of stories that paper comes up with. Look at your other papers. They have positive stories. Okay, if we do something wrong, fine. But don't, I mean, now they're just going around trying to find stuff, so thankfully not that many people read it. Any other questions,
I have one.
comments, Mr. Hound?
Kim, I appreciate you taking ownership of that. Thank you very much for protecting the county. I appreciate you as an elected official.
Absolutely. Other public comments? Okay. Item number 23, payment of purchase orders from all departments.
Well, my brother.
We'll take just a short.
I know, I like pop fire, right?
I never saw so many people in my life.
Yeah, there's a ton of people.
I think there were people coming in off the street. They smelled it down there.
They might have that outdoor cooking.
I don't blame them, it was good.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
If anybody left there hungry, hey, it was their own fault.
Yeah.
Hey, your boy get filled better?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, he ate too much.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, he went down and Mike took him down there and I guess they went sampling everything on the place.
I hooked him up.
Yeah, you hooked him up. He was,
He got
oh, I
sick.
don't feel so good. Like, what's the matter? I don't know, my stomach hurts. I said, well, you've been with Mike for 2 hours.
That's
You ate
plain.
too much.
They were eating. We ate good. He ate them ribs, boy.
Well, he likes ribs.
Oh, it was good.
They do.
That brisket was good that you chopped up.
Yeah, hey, I'm down there, I got them slacks and everything, like I said, hey, you gonna help me, man? Yeah. Look, you got two big old briskets, I got out there and slicing, chopping, about 100 degrees out there. But I didn't mind because I was sampling a little bit as I went.
Yeah, there you go. It's about 150 degrees standing next to all those cookers.
Yeah, it was a little warm, but it was good. And that cooker they had, did you get a good look at it?
I looked at all of them.
Well, that one mine's using, look, it's like a car deck. The deals would roll back, look, just like this, and you could put like 30.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that part. I didn't see the inside of it.
We just push a button and click back. It really just worked just like my car decks down there.
Really?
And how many little deals did I have? Like 15?
Yeah, it could do 52 briskets.
52?
At one time, but I mean, look, you click it and it just rolls to the next deal and you roll back, a big old wheel in there.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was. It was good eating too.
Well, it's all, you know. Well, Larry, what's next up? This week, otherwise, well.
Do you know if the city of Claymore's having any issues with the trash pickup?
Not that I know of.
I mean, it's just,
You guys have.
out there in District 3, they haven't picked it up in about 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if they got a new driver and they didn't know to go down there or what.
Just all over the district, or
Uh,
all over the district?
No, just our warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which they haul it for us for free.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they pick it up. No, I thought maybe they got a new driver or.
I'm sure
or
it's something like
happened.
that.
I told the secretary, I said, well, why don't you call the city and just ask them instead of speculating about it?
Yeah.
Call them up and ask them.
When I got the disc blanket, yeah, here they go. And I'm like,
You know, Nelson can't talk quiet.
he has a good time everywhere he goes.
He got there and everything, he goes loud.
Tell me, Sonia.
You know, like the little books that been around in the old building? That's what books, they call books, so, books like that. Well, I did the bids for, and they're open, right? They're open, so I say, they'll probably start before no, we've got one out. But see, Glenn will actually put that bid up. The contract will be the best, they will do that. I think the paper on that. Which is fine. They will not bid on it, they will provide subcontractors. But it's not gonna go yet. I mean, they did it. Their construction management. Deconstruction management. I got it on the paper. But, and it's anything that you guys have needed already, so it's good. Is that good, Lee?
For emergency management meeting.
It's on that, isn't it on that one?
Yeah, it's a.
The bank thing?
Yeah, but Would you do that?
Ready to go.
No, that's a good for it. But don't deal with it.
You know, it's, I was there.
What meeting was it?
It's a bank. It's a bank, the bank, where they have a deposit in the bank. It's arranged by him, his committee.
Oh, yeah.
This one?
What is it, LEP or whatever?
LEC,
LEPC.
LEPC.
This is now that. This is about 40 and 200. No, I'm saying, no, I was there, there was no pizza.
You missed the pizza. You missed out. You were in Rush Head when they were.
Maybe you got there late.
You two need to be nice. Bonnie, we're running out.
Those new chairs comfortable?
Getting closer, the big piles are
Not
going.
too bad?
Not too bad. I think they're better than the old ones.
Yeah, they're better than the metal ones.
He's gotta tell us who's
Still
attending.
one down.
they look nice, they match the carpet too.
Yeah, they do look good.
I picked those out. I'll take those out, and Christine told me which ones to pick.
They look
Where's the
good.
ones in our offices?
They're on their way,
That's a long trip.
apparently. But we got them so much cheaper. Thank you.
Oh,
Hello, this is Kurt.
You see the air ones?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still not finished with our meeting, so, I mean, we're signing POs, but we have a ways to go, so I couldn't have made it anyway. But yeah, this,
To get you.
no, it sure did.
Yes, that's a nice picture. Yeah, it is. They do good.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. All right, thank you, bye-bye.
Plus,
One more for the trifecta.
hat trick.
Give me a few seconds, it might be there.
Got a text this morning. My son, he coughed 11 or sneezed 11 times in a row. But that was he's got some kind of sinus deal. After the rain, it seems like he always gets something. But that was amazing.
How was he?
He's 7, almost 8 months.
Oh, just a little fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute when a baby.
So I got some
It is.
pizza.
Can you just put on there the attendees?
Yeah,
And what meeting it is, just.
it
so
was
someone
the
else-
fire chief's, county fire chief meeting that we held. You had to feed them something to get them here.
You know, I've heard that before.
Feed them and they will come.
Yeah, feed them and they will come.
Some live by the motto, free is for me.
Just make
If it's
sure,
free, it's for me.
just
Yeah,
make sure it's not water.
from a convenience store
No, okay.
or hotel.
Some things.
How many times you gonna relive that?
I don't know, I did pretty good today reliving that other. Usually at an appropriate time, I thought.
Does anyone want their water glasses refilled?
Yeah, I'll take mine. You're gonna get it?
I know, thank you though.
I dried out about an hour ago.
Man, I tell you what, that's very kind of you.
Well, they see if she does.
Hey, mark them so you know which one. I'm in the
right.
left.
Drawing mine.
Good enough for you in these fire chiefs meetings.
Yeah, I think that'll work. We just, you know, if someone asks, we
Yeah,
say, yeah.
I looked at it, well, it doesn't say. That's my fault, I overlooked that when I signed it.
No problem. Pass it on down, pass it on down to you, it's already signed.
Oh, okay.
Is that all of them, Sonia?
Are you out?
I'm out.
Well, we'll get you.
I'll get you in your stack.
If we,
Like here, we ain't had coffee.
Okay, good.
hey, Danny, how's your time? Criminal justice. Good?
Jeff Quorum,
Yes.
good.
That's it, Kurt.
That's it? Mike was left, Danny was right.
More?
No, thank you.
I had it right.
Mike was left, Danny was right.
Might get sick about Wednesday or something.
We'll know what changed from up to.
I paid attention.
Mike was right, Danny was left.
Alan was right, Dan was left. Pick them up like that, kind of set them down. But I can never be a waitress. I have way too many things going on in there.
Oh, gosh. You know, that's hard work.
Yeah.
When we did the,
Pizza Hut.
pizza deal,
Pizza Hut, yeah. That's the only time I've been a waitress.
let's see.
I worked it.
Oh, right here.
And there are 2 shifts. here's all the utility permits that need to be signed for all three.
Just one.
There's just one page on each one of them.
I'm confused now. If we bought new cars,
Why are they still charging travel?
yeah,
Is it in-county truck?
it's their car. It's for bought it anyway. Well, I haven't seen he has a car.
Well, then we shop.
The fifth?
They're still saying the line was crushed.
It's rusted out.
Yeah, no, but it still says crushed.
Somebody come in and say, hey, you want to snow you down? They grab my underwear
Is that all we have left?
Yes, sir.
What are these?
Utility permits.
All 10 of them.
Yeah, that's a lot of them today.
Hey, who's this? Looks like Curtis got it. We gave him something to sign. He's really using it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Sonny.
in that one office, really bad.
Yes.
Rock and roll.
Do we have a motion to pay purchase orders from all departments?
So moved.
Second.
Just about the.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried.
Do we have a motion to recess or adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thacker,
Aye.
Delozer,
Aye.
Helm,
Aye.
motion's been carried to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned at 11:01.